Welcome back, everybody, to Brutally Honest Reviews, only on the Brutally Honest Network. Here today, we are reviewing a Clint Eastwood movie called The Mule. Yes, he's still alive. So, The Mule is about, basically, keeping it short, is about Clint Eastwood, who somehow acquires the job of transporting drugs and other unsightlies from Mexico to the Americas.
No, not even that.
Was
far.
it even
just within America?
Explain that?
Yep.
Oh, just within America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just bringing it from safe house to safe house.
Because he starts from the safe house, so you wouldn't bring drugs to Mexico.
Right.
The safe house is...
Unless the safe house is in Mexico, but it looked like California.
No,
so.
from what I gather, it's in El Paso, Texas, is where he starts, and then he brings it up into Illinois?
Chicago.
Yeah, so...
It's one of those points that it doesn't go into. They don't go into a lot of the details.
The first shot they have is an establishing thing that he's like a shitty father, and he doesn't go to his daughter's wedding.
Dick move.
And she's like, no, I know she'll be here, and he's just like, hey, buy another round. And with his horticulturist buddies, because he's a famous horticulturist, like he's famous for his flowers, Earl, whatever the fuck. He has a farm.
The flower business.
He has a lucrative flower business where he travels and he's on the road a lot.
They only bloom once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he casually shrugs off his competition. If you notice.
No, he goes up and goes, the internet.
Yeah.
And then to the old guy that he knows, he's like,
fuck the internet.
He's like, man, you're an asshole.
There's a lot of tech hating. I just like.
This movie's very anti-millennial. He's like, old guys, I don't like phones.
No, is this Clint
How many
Eastwood's
phone? There
real
should be
writing?
like a phone counter. Like how many phone are insulted throughout the movie?
You can make that video. Just have a counter in the corner of the screen.
It's like you could hit that ice machine better if you didn't have that phone. What the fuck?
Do you think that's like Clint Eastwood's hatred for technology?
Yeah.
Like bleeding through?
Yeah, he's old.
I'm gonna say absolutely.
He also one of his more recent movies, which was now a couple of years ago, but Gran Torino, where he plays this like grumpy ass old man who's like racist, and he's like, oh, let me just take that formula and then like
more blatant.
Yeah, but no, dial it back. We'll dial it back for this movie.
Definitely dial it back.
That part
and it'll be a little bit more friendly towards more audiences, because this one he's just like, oh, I'm an old guy. I don't know that I'm blatantly racist.
Yeah.
Just trying to help the Negroes fix their car.
I don't know about that. I don't know. It's like...
Have you seen Gran Torino?
No, I did. Yeah.
That's very racist.
It was. It was more.
Stack fucks like you like for sandbags in Korea.
Yep. No, but I don't know. Like, I actually used to work at an old folks home, so I actually kind of know how old people think. There are a surprising number of old people that are kind of trolly. They'll be like, I'm making fun of PC culture because I'm gonna like say a little bit over the line. There actually are. Like,
do they get a kick out of being?
They get a kick out of people.
Oh, so they like being.
They
that
think they can get away with it because they're old as shit.
Which brings them together with the millennials in a weird way. You know.
Hey, you gotta get some thrills. You gotta get the thrills where you can. When you're
it happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, when someone's north of 70, what the fuck are you going to say to them?
Shut the fuck up.
It's true.
You'd be like, that's funny, Grandpa. You're not supposed to say that.
Always just in his ways.
I'll talk shit to old people same as I would you. Fuck them. They've been here long enough. They got thick skin. Maybe rubbery, but hey.
Probably more sassy and out for a fight than
old
than
people
most
love me because I fuck with them.
They do respect when you fuck with them back.
I think they can sense that you used to work in an Ann and Hope curtain bath outlet, and then they just they're like, I feel comfortable with this man for some reason. He reminds me of soft linens and pillowcases.
I'll smother them with those soft linen and pillowcases.
So basically, through all that, they established that he's a shit dad and a shit husband.
Very much.
And then fast forward to like 10, 15 years later, he's even fucking older.
Yeah.
And his farm is closing and he's fallen on hard times. His house ends up getting foreclosed and he's like, shit, I need money. Just happens upon.
He doesn't happen upon. It's like the scene that would never ever happen is like,
No.
Evan, how many times have you been at a party and somebody tries to get into the party? They get yelled at. They see everybody goes, "You're a stupid asshole," and the guy doesn't come into the party, walks away, and then you're like, "I need to go talk to him." And then you walk out to his car and you say, "Hey, you look like you can drive, and I know some people who need a driver of illegal things."
That's the perfect time to
here's
get
a
them.
job.
Get them at their
All
lowest
time,
point.
at least once a day.
I'm like, this would never happen, ever.
You
Yeah.
accept them when they're
It's like,
rejected.
hey, by the way, I'm banging one of the bridesmaids, but I wanted to just chat with you.
That was
Cool.
the first giant misstep. Because, like, what if, like, that old man just sold you down the river and was like, hey, you're crazy ass. Oh, was it a relative?
He
friend.
was dating the bridesmaid, I think was what he said.
So
Yeah, he was a +1.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure.
He was a +1 at his granddaughter's wedding,
Yeah.
supposedly to one of her friends.
But how does he know he's not like like used to be a cop or something? You know what I mean? Like he has
Yeah.
no idea who he is.
Exactly. That was like.
Well,
one
he
of the
didn't
many
implicate that
missteps.
what he was doing
Very
was
strange.
anything illegal. He just said that he knew someone that needed a driver. Didn't tell him what.
Yeah.
He didn't.
That's true.
He
That's
didn't
true.
find out it was drugs until he got to the tire shop.
I feel like we need to take this in chunks. So let's talk about
Absolutely.
let's talk about so. Eventually, Clint Eastwood, what's his name? Does it matter?
Mule, Mr. Mule.
Earl something,
Oh,
but
Earl.
his drug cartel name is El Tata. El Tata.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say that. So
His name's Earl in the film.
Earl.
Muley,
Okay.
Muley.
So Earl, he inevitably so he is basically disowned by his family. He feels terrible for not providing for them. So he goes into this drug muling business, basically in a way to try to pay back for not being there all of the time when his daughter and his granddaughter were young.
And help people like his friends. It's very like Robin Hood.
Right, I got that vibe
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
The first thing he does with the money is his house is foreclosed on, so he fixes
Second
that problem first. But after that, he's pretty much
He throws that sign.
He helps pay for his
Foreclosure sign.
granddaughter's wedding first.
Does he do that first?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yep.
first is the granddaughter's wedding,
Yep.
then house foreclosed. But after that, it's pretty much all not for him, really.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all for everybody else.
VFW.
He helps the
Ice
VFW
rink
that you learn about
probably
in 1
ends up
second.
doing that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Earl, the ice rink needs a new Zamboni. You gonna hook us up with all that money?
yeah.
And then like it's like, well, it was saving money for my granddaughter, but I guess
screw her.
You know what's 12 more mule trips? By
Yeah.
the way, which every time they would go like, all right, cut away to the drone shot, mule trip number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who cares?
That's so stupid.
Who cares?
I mean, it's just saying that he's been at it for a while, and I feel like the majority of them doing that and having him just like singing in the car while driving was he's 90 fucking years old, and there's not much shit he can do in movies. So it's like
Yeah,
if
he
you-
wanted to sit. He
If
wanted
you
to sit.
expected
There's
Harry,
not much shit he can do.
if you expected Harry Callahan in this movie going around fucking busting heads,
You got
this
it.
is not the movie.
Not so much.
Here's
You
the
can
thing.
shuffle.
He busts
There was a lot of
balls.
close-up of feet shuffling. Did you notice that? He's like, show my feet shuffling. For whatever reason.
He directed them to do that.
Whatever reason.
It's the only thing I got that can still move.
exactly.
That and dancing with ladies.
No, apparently his dick still works though, as long as he sees his cardiologist.
Earl's dick still works. Clint Eastwood's
really.
is open.
Oh,
we don't know
yeah,
about
we don't
that.
know about that. That's open to interpretation.
And I'd
Let's-
rather
let's-
not find
Let's
out.
talk about how many mule trips he did. Like by the end of the movie, it was like 12 mule trips that he did.
Yep.
No matter how many mule trips he did, he could have done 30. There's no way that the cartel would treat him the way that they did.
Well, he was the best. Like, why is he the best? He's just like,
He was the best after 2 trips.
He just
No, it
drives
was more
that
than
car
that. It was
to the
after
place.
8.
No, they were calling him the best after 2 trips.
He's
I
like
swear.
Heisenberg of driving a car.
Well, people must have gotten caught quite quickly then. I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
why
because
wasn't he caught?
it's basically
Because-
because he's old.
He's an unassuming old man.
He's old. He's white.
Because it's implied that the cops were pulling over like Mexicans and stuff.
Right, which is definitely
non-white people,
true. They're definitely
non-white
I mean,
old people.
he used his old manish tricks to get out of shit.
Oh, by throwing popcorn at his problems?
And pecan pie.
Tins of popcorn.
Who else are you? I can't eat it. I have diabetes.
You know anyone else
So
that has ever
yeah.
bought caramel corn besides someone that was over 60?
Although I did find it really, really clever. Me and Taylor thought it was really clever when he had taken the Bengay and smeared it on the
Oh,
dog's
yeah.
face.
Why did he go
That was
back
old
in his
man
car,
tricks,
though? Why did he go back in
motherfucker.
his car? So he's being
Because
pulled
he
over.
heard the dog bark
So,
to get the Bengay.
so he was gonna drive away.
No,
no, he
no.
knew the Bengay was in there?
Yeah, he's old.
didn't know
He's
that
not
that was
senile.
like-
He's old.
He's got
so why did he have to
arthritis.
sit in the car? Why didn't he just pull it?
Because he's old. He can't reach that far.
Yeah.
But getting into the car is hard. I had contention.
Everything
with
is
that.
hard
Okay,
when
so
you're
myself,
that
fine.
old.
Fine. I thought he was going to drive away. I'm like, you're going to drive away? What the hell? And then I thought he saw the Bengay and thought of the plan.
Let's suspend disbelief and say that he thought about driving away and then he noticed the Bengay and said, I'm going to take this opportunity to smother this fucking dog.
I
What a
think
nice product placement, too.
I think he went in
That's
there
actually not a
specifically
bad.
for
Like
the
if you're in
Bengay.
that situation, you'd
Would that
probably
work?
be like,
I
"What
mean-
the fuck do I do?"
I'm thinking
Like,
Bengay
oh, yeah,
is...
Bengay.
That's not bad. I mean,
Dogs'
Any old
noses,
person-
dogs' noses are so much more sensitive than ours, and Bengay is strong as fuck. That's a very mentholy smell.
Any old
That's
person-
gonna fuck up that dog.
Any old person
they would have
walk
Bengay.
into this building, we would know before they came around the corner.
Yeah.
They would
true.
reek of Bengay.
Come around the corner. Don't look
that
at
and
me.
butterscotch candies.
Or caramel popcorn.
Just like throw popcorn on your prop. Just like you get pulled over, you're just like,
Which is weird that
Throw
they'd
popcorn
have
on the top.
caramel corn, seeing how they
I did
can't
like his
chew it.
pecans line earlier
It's
in the
strange.
movie.
the pecan. Yeah.
That was a very plausible thing for an old man to say.
Yeah.
I liked that they added the old manish ways of how he got out of his problems. Like, how would you solve that with Bengay? And you're like, no, he did it.
Yeah.
He solved that shit with Bengay.
Yeah.
But also, like, being like,
gonna start keeping
oh, your
Bengay in
dog,
my
it's
car."
like my dog that died, bro. And then the cop's kind of like, oh, go, fuck that. I'm not talking to you.
In that scene,
That's not a bad one.
He actually, I guess he was
Slightly
portraying either someone from an old show or an old movie, because the cop actually says, oh yeah, that one. Whatever he says.
What do you
But
say, like Jimmy Stewart or something?
No, reminds me of my old dog Duke or something. But I guess it was from, I don't know if it's from like an old cowboy movie or something that he was referencing. But basically the cop picked up like where he got that from.
Oh.
Like he thought he was doing like a bit.
I think that was more the
Motherfucker,
most
I'm sorry.
work he put in.
Yeah.
This is like the laziest movie.
Yeah, it was so let's talk about so what I was saying is, no matter how many like trips that he did, like in the fact that the first inclination that this cartel completely trusted him wholeheartedly with two like no more than 5-minute interactions, like they were already like on good terms enough to like be like helping him with his phone.
Well, are you talking
like,
about the people in the shop?
Well, he's a very
the person that's the handler, or the guy with the golden gun, the head guy. Head guy loves him. Never met him, loves him. Guy that's
made
his
him
handler
millions.
hates him.
Yeah.
And then the people in the shop immediately are like, "Hey, Gramps, yeah, what's up?"
The
You know,
shop
they're
guys.
immediately cool with him.
The shop guys knowing first of all, like the shop guys, like they open the door. We're not in like drug capital, like walled off area. Like they're opening their door to the outside world, holding AKs. Like they're on a main road.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
they're not
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
And as like I mean, we could attribute the next part to like them being not smart, but like they befriend this old man like almost immediately after meeting
He's
him.
charming.
Well, I mean, I was
Not
like,
charming, he's an asshole.
No,
To his
know, yeah.
family, everyone else loves
he's a
him.
personable old guy. Everybody likes him besides his family.
Right when he went into that flower thing, he's like, "Oh, you ladies are on the wrong floor. The beauty pageant's upstairs."
Yeah, that was a corny,
Yeah,
like,
no,
like
but-
me line.
That's how all old people are.
That's true.
All old men.
I
That's
mean-
how he grabs them by the pussy.
they love. No, I mean, I very much thought about this film almost in like reverse, like thinking about Clint Eastwood directing it. And I mean, honestly, I mean, it kind of reminded me of like The Room, where like, are you guys familiar with The Room? Like,
Yes.
There you go.
Rum or
He's
The
saying
Room.
The
The
Room
Room.
with Tommy Wiseau.
So Tommy Wiseau, he wants to direct a movie. He wants to be like, you are so great. Like I will write a part where everybody is my friend. I'm saying Clint Eastwood wanted a movie where he got to dance with ladies. He got to. How many times has he clapped about? 3 or more times. He, at the wedding, he's like, "Oh, you're the best, Grandpa."
It's Clint
You know-
Eastwood, so really it's not enough. should be clapped about more. I mean, I know what you're going for.
I don't know. I'm just thinking of like.
But he's also like the asshole of the movie.
Well,
Because he's a shitty father.
I mean, it's kind of glossed over. Like, I mean,
It is.
It's
in
hard
a way,
to-
I wouldn't say
he wants
that.
to, he wants to slightly be racist. He wants to.
I don't know if he wants to.
make fun of phones. You know what I mean? All that stuff. I feel like he wanted that in a movie, and then he got to do that.
It was his writing, right? It was his
He
writing.
wasn't. He didn't write it, but he produced it. So it's like, I mean, you can
Right, he did
you can
write
kind
it.
of do whatever you want, right? It's
I mean, this is based on a true story. Leo Sharp, a World War II veteran.
so we got to call him up and see if, like,
probably
in the
dead.
original script, there's all this phone hating.
He was in
dead.
his 80s and ran drugs for the, I'm going to fucking butcher this, Sinaloa cartel.
Where is it?
Sinaloa?
Sinaloa.
Sinaloa cartel? But I looked it up because I was like, it's kind of, I thought initially when I saw the trailer, I was like, it's a bit far-fetched of a story. But as they show in
It's
the movie,
basic,
he's a
basis
very
and truth.
unassuming man.
Sure,
And like,
sure,
why
sure.
would you freaking pull over an old man in a pickup truck? Like, he's just...
It's true. I mean, people
He's just
hide
got
their drugs in
pecans.
like their kid's teddy bear. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's.
But he's just got pecans for his granddaughter who makes shitty pies.
The worst you've
Yeah.
ever had.
Good cover.
Those scenes were not the things I had a problem with. It was how thinly written, and probably from lack of experience or neglect to research, how thinly veiled all of the villains were. All of the drug dealers. Like, it was just like really like they were just painted as these like dumb like throwaway people. And it's like really, it's like when you're in that industry, it's like you're in that industry for a long time and being successful because you're very intelligent, very smart, and you do things a certain way. Like you don't.
Are you talking about the cop side or the drug?
Drug dealer side.
He's
Okay.
cartel
Yeah,
side.
Sure.
Now,
Cop side was just boring.
But I'm saying, well, from my point, it's like if Clint Eastwood's making a villain, he's gonna make him feminine, like the snitch. How many times they're just like, "You, baby, you're not a real man." Like he wanted to be a character that's like can go up to a random person and be like, "Well, your dad didn't teach you how to change a tire."
I like how your eyes are part of the impression. Just like, yeah, I kind of snarl out of the side of your mouth.
Well, he's
You're
like,
you gotta look into the sun a little bit.
yeah, that's my Clint Eastwood,
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
That's right.
Did anybody notice one of the first cartel cholos you see in the garage?
Yeah.
The guy with the goatee. Did anybody recognize him?
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Tattoo guy?
No,
They all have tattoos.
They all have tattoos. He's the guy
Skinnier
with
guy
like
or bigger guy?
he's the guy with like the big, thick, painted on looking goatee. He's the guy in Bruce Almighty where the monkey crawls out.
No,
of his
that
ass.
was the guy that knocks on his window. The guy that knocks on his window.
Do you know what guy I'm
That's-
talking about?
Yeah. The guy that knocks on his window.
Famous
Like,
for monkeys crawling out of his ass.
funnily enough, I remembered that. That was exactly what I was like. That guy had a monkey in his.
Well, he always plays.
Swear to God.
he always plays like a
Yeah, he
yo
plays other
homie
stuff.
cholo kind of dude.
Yeah, and he definitely like lost weight. Good for you, whoever that actor.
Yeah, well,
is.
he got the
lost
monkey
weight.
out of his ass.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Way to go.
What is that, like 20
It's
pounds
that,
right there?
that lose the monkey diet.
It's a heavy monkey.
Shed those pounds.
Right after keto. It's gaining popularity.
So, all right. So in the course of the movie, he does all these runs. He's he funds the VFW. He funds his granddaughter going to college. Right?
Cosmetology school.
school.
Sure.
Close
sure,
enough.
Sure.
And then we see at the end. Wait, this is a wedding, right?
That
There's
too.
a wedding.
Wedding was first,
Wedding
yeah.
between the granddaughter and the other throwaway character.
Her,
The guy who has no lines.
her fiance.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero lines.
He's not
Husband.
important. He's not important.
I thought you said he's in porn.
Might be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Important. Gotcha. Important. Sorry.
It's a Freudian slip.
Actually, I don't remember how this resolves. What happens at the wedding?
So we learn
The wedding's
it doesn't
not
end with a
important.
wedding.
wedding's
we find
like
out that,
instantly.
it ends with a funeral. The ex-wife who has cancer of the origin of like you find out she has cancer by going, "Ooh, sorry."
Oh right, and I remember
It
him
comes and goes.
ragged driving, making
Comes
his
and
shit.
goes.
They
Oh, sorry. Is that a setup?
They foreshadow it when she's graduating from cosmetology school. You're right. She gets the chills, and you're like, oh, she has cancer. We're foreshadowing this.
Yeah.
Is that
I didn't
what
know.
cancer
Well,
is?
they didn't say it for a long time. At the very end, they say like she's sick. You don't know what it is, and then they say cancer.
She's actually my biggest problem with this movie. Diane Weiss is the weakest actress in the whole movie.
That conversation
She's just
while she
a
was
bitch.
like dying.
Oh, it was just like,
Yeah. That's very.
I'm dying.
There's a lot of spelling out things.
But her words came up perfectly clear.
I was doing it. I'm dying. I'm so glad. Purse my lips. You're here. She kept doing that. She kept on pursing her lips like.
She needed a drink. She was like,
Yeah, she needed water. That's another Clint Eastwood movie. Water.
Forrest Gump.
did you notice that when he came into the house, I may have not really just, I don't know. I swear he walks in the house. They go, oh, we forgive you now because you came. And they go like, she's upstairs. And he goes, I'll go see her. I swear he like grumbled like,
That's just how he talks now.
we gotta.
That's
I mean,
just
I don't
him.
want to see it again, but I want to.
As if it was supposed to be like a heartfelt moment.
But he's just like,
I'll see the dying bitch.
I mean, other than
Like that wasn't a line. He was just like.
Other than her, the only other like major problem I have with it is him touching any attractive young woman with his crypt keeper ass hands all over people's derrieres and so on and
Let's
so
say
forth.
he's,
It's
And their
inappropriate.
tatas.
Derrieres. That leads into my joke. Can I do my joke?
Go, yeah.
So this movie's called The Mule, and there's no donkeys in the movie, but there's plenty of asses.
Ooh.
Which camera is it?
I thought
All of them.
You know what I thought you were gonna say is that I'm very disappointed that no one's carrying anything in their ass. And now that you say
That was
that,
an ass joke.
that's going to the top of my list. No one's carrying any drugs in their ass.
Implausible.
What? You want me to bend over? The fuck?
But he's the only time I'm this creeped out by Clint Eastwood is in the movie Beguiled, where he goes to it. How old are you? I'm 12. Old enough for kisses. Yeah.
What is this?
See that? It's a movie where he's like an injured Civil War guy, and he's a Union soldier, and he's down south,
pedophile.
and some women that have like a house take him in, and he's a real fucking creep. It's the only movie where he plays a bad guy.
This movie, it did seem like he went out of his way to make sure that he got to touch the ass.
I think that has to
Well,
do...
he's dying.
Well, the thing was, it's...
Like you're justifying it, like
He had like 3 threesomes in this movie.
yeah, I know. Yeah. All of which just watching him dance around like a skeleton.
Shuffle around.
Well, he slow dances with a lot of them. Okay, so he, the beginning, he just catcalls some. He just has his little joke.
Yeah.
There's a beauty thing upstairs. Anyway.
Day
And then,
12, he wasn't
and then
satisfied.
his granddaughter's wedding, he's dancing with somebody. Who gives a shit who it is? BFW, the lead singer of the band, comes in.
Polka bands.
Yeah.
Big with old men.
Yeah, polka.
Sure.
Big with old men.
And then, I mean, he's dancing with the bimbos. You know, he's just,
Hey, they were nice ladies.
they were
They were
nothing's hotter
they
than
were cartel hussies.
the drug the kingpin golden guns. Like, make sure he has a good time over there. It's like, sweet, awesome.
You know what is slightly surprising?
Mm-hmm.
No one has Me Too to Clint Eastwood.
Cause
Yeah.
he's fucking. They all do it willingly.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's a
You ever-
charming ass old man.
You ever seen Pale Rider?
No.
He rapes a woman in that. And then mid-rape, she's like, you know what? This is what I wanted. I'm glad Clint Eastwood figured out that I wanted to be raped. Because, boy howdy, do I like getting raped by Clint Eastwood.
Oh my god.
That's actually true.
That happens in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So that's why Clint Eastwood hasn't gotten Me Too'd. If Clint Eastwood came in here and raped you, you'd want it. Well, I don't know about now. I don't know about now.
Jeez.
He's a bit wrinkly.
Jeez. How do you feel about older men?
But like 40 years
Set your alarm
ago,
and gets you in about a half hour.
he's just popping Viagra.
It keeps me going. It's the only thing keeping me
disgusting.
alive.
Now, I could have sworn, like, my guess with that scene, the party scene, I thought he was going to dance with the bimbos, and then he was going to, like, go off to the side, and there's going to be, like, a quieter bar, and there's, like, an older lady, but she's still, like, hot. And he's like, I'll take a single or a double or something. And she's like, I like it.
He needs someone his
Shoot
granddaughter's
whiskey or
age.
something. And she's like, you know what I mean? That's what I thought was going to happen.
He gets whiskey and he's like, I like it aged. And like winks
Right,
at it.
yeah. And then a little, like, gross. I thought it was going to get gross in that way. I was just like,
40 is too old for Clint Eastwood.
Hashtag Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
25 is as old as he goes.
You know what this movie was missing? Full penetration Clint Eastwood scene.
Oh, I don't know why. I was not missing
there's
that.
way too long in that sex scene. Why? Keep your shirt on. Keep your shirt on, dude. Why did this movie have to be R?
Did it? Was it R?
I mean,
R?
they're dealing drugs, so how PG-13 could you make it? Because it's like,
I guess.
there's bags and
I'm
bags
just-
of cocaine.
Said fuck a couple times.
There wasn't really anything crazy. blatant.
Right, yeah.
It's rated R for language.
No, for the nudity.
It's got racist parts in it.
The racism was generally veiled. Like it was generally. Like,
You're welcome, Dykes.
Never mind. Okay. I
But that's
forgot about
another.
that
That's
one.
another one
Yeah.
where.
How did you
racism.
forget about that one? That was great.
line.
But like, that's another scene where I could see an old man wanting to have that scene
Yeah.
because it had nothing to do with anything.
Well-
I want a scene where I go like, I know what's wrong with that motorcycle, and then have my little troll moment of like using their word back, and then getting a wink.
He said,
You're on my level.
I had one of those 1980 Harleys. It's always the relay confounded thing.
And it's such an old man thing to say that and then walk away and be like, I fixed that basically. Maybe it wasn't that, but they're not waiting around.
Well, they're
gonna say,
They even say, she's like, maybe we should check the relay. He goes, it's the relay.
yeah,
Trust me.
You're right. He
Bye.
totally. Like he wrote that in. He was like, this
I
is
think-
a power moment for my character. He
I think
walked
so.
away with the knowledge
Bye,
that he
Dykes.
fixed that bike.
Totally. And the scene with Bradley Cooper is basically the same character as him. So when they meet, they're
But
like,
younger.
yeah, we're the same. You know what I mean? Like that's an extension of him. Basically, in Hindebine, I could see that.
Ooh, here's a huge misstep. When this bothered both me and my girlfriend when we were seeing the movie, the moment of the diner, Bradley Cooper, just like the way movies are made, should have seen him drive away in that truck and not caught the license plate. But he should have seen him drive away.
In a black truck that they were looking.
You could have left the other
It's true.
way.
It's just a shot.
I thought you were going to
It
say
made sense.
that his tailgate was hanging out a little bit, and he could have seen him from around the corner of the building. But it's also like there, so you go, oh no, his truck's right there.
Well, it took him like 20 minutes to shuffle to his car, so he's just like, it's one of those cars. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like fast enough to get to his car. He turned, Bradley Cooper
His
turned
car
around.
did seem hidden behind the restaurant.
Maybe it was a smart thing that he
Yeah,
did.
I feel like that
No,
was...
that's why he
You
gets
don't even
away,
too much
because
like
he
being smart, but
doesn't
whatever.
Here's the
care about anything.
If they did something, if they were doing a smart, if they were imparting his character with a smart, we should have seen him
with a smart.
taking place in that smart, like parking intentionally behind the restaurant, like smirking or something.
Yeah, doing
I
a
don't know.
smarty smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
I
it's
don't feel like
already...
he did a lot of clever shit.
I feel like it's already established
Yeah.
because there's other cars parked like along the where you can see them from the restaurant, and his is
Yeah.
like parked out near the dumpster. So I don't think they need an establishing shot per se, but I know what you're saying.
They did, because they either needed him hiding the fact that he was all like they either needed him going knowingly into this diner knowing that the cop was there,
Yeah.
or they needed the cop to unknowingly see Clint Eastwood drive away. It just needed to be there. It's just like a plot device that just was missing.
I'm gonna say there was a lot of things that it needed, like just little pieces. And I mean, I think I've heard that Clint Eastwood is like notoriously like a very lax director. He's just kind of like, whatever, you know.
I could tell that.
And
And the directing was pretty.
Oh, yeah,
the
absolutely.
acting wasn't great, and I think it was all directing reasons. Like I think all
No,
the
I think so,
actors did a
too.
good job of what they were given.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's like, hey, we'll just film this. You know, like for instance, the absurd scene where the person comes out of the party and talks to Clint Eastwood.
Right.
It's like, hey, we need somebody to tell him he can, like bring him into this world, and I don't know how to do it. Oh, he'll just walk out of the party
Right.
and talk to him and give him a card. Or
What if
whatever.
that is
You know what I
how
mean?
it
That's
happened?
such a lazy.
It might have been how it happened.
Yeah, what if that is how it happened?
It's such an absurd thing. If you're getting kicked out of a party, nobody from the party goes.
Well,
on and
how
goes
else
like,
did
hey,
he didn't
what's
get
up?
kicked out of the party? He chose to leave. But how
It
else
very
does
publicly was like, you're a dickhead father, like very loud.
how else does an old man get into contact with the drug cartel?
a creative way.
Yeah.
But what if this
something cool?
But what if this was how it happened?
You'd be surprised.
You think that like they needed to go towards the story, like creatively do something, even if it happened that way, do it a creative way. In my opinion,
I didn't read the New Yorker article, so I don't know like all the specifics about it, just because I like literally just researched it for like a millisecond. But that part is weak. But
take some creative control, even if it happened that way, and do it in a cool way.
Did anybody else think that like so that scene's supposed to be like, all right, Clint Eastwood's a real dick, but did anybody else think like, wow, the fucking family's a bunch of fucking drama queens? Because like the daughter walks in and she's like, I'm not going into that party, and she like fucking storms off to
they're
the car.
a little much. Yeah,
and then his wife comes up and is like, man, I'm gonna make a scene in front of everybody. And come on.
I assumed. I real people are pieces of shit usually. So I've assumed the worst possible thing that he could have done, and I rolled with that for most of that. So I thought that was definitely plausible, and I definitely like you could see the grandmother warming up to him before his daughter.
Yeah, and she didn't want
wife
to.
Before his daughter. Yeah. So it's like he was definitely more of a shitty father than a shitty husband, because inevitably like obviously like she married him, and I'm not saying that necessarily she loved him at some point. She might not have, but
she hated flowers.
Yeah, she clearly loves him. She hates flowers.
I mean, not really. She kept the flowers in the backyard of the house.
Well, was it implied they even lived together in that house?
No, it was what the daughter says. See, she didn't hate everything you did. She has like a little garden with his flowers.
Well, she loved him, but she hated him.
She loved his
I think it's implied. I don't know if they outright say it in the movie that he cheated on her, but I'm sure he did on the road.
Of course he did. Clint Eastwood's always slinging dick.
Boozing, schmoozing. And we all know Clint Eastwood fucks.
That's what you were saying?
That dude slays box. Slings and pedals dick as much as he does those flowers.
You said earlier too that I feel like you felt like the police scenes and all that stuff were boring.
Yeah.
I feel like
my God. Lawrence Fishburne was in the same office the entire time.
Yeah.
He said, okay, show up at this office. We'll do your 4 scenes.
Right.
Here's a couple jackets.
Yeah.
One of his scenes, he's on the phone. He just goes, numbers down? Ooh, numbers will go up. Numbers, productivity.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, he's like, they're just like, the numbers? What? They're down? It's just like, oh, this guy. I guess I need to be on the phone talking to
Do you
somebody.
think there was someone in the other line going, yeah, talk about numbers?
And then he's like talking to Bradley Cooper. Oh, well, this isn't going well. It's like not going anywhere. It's like just one more day. Okay. Like you do. It's just like, oh my God.
They were so boring. They wrote them out of the equation by not giving them like personalities. It was terrible.
Well,
there were so many. Oops, go ahead.
That's how all most recent Clint Eastwood movies are.
I was going to talk about that.
Look at
Gran
Torino.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Oh, fuck that train movie. I didn't watch that. But I mean, everyone in that movie besides Clint Eastwood was horrible.
True.
Yeah.
He's making movies purely like for him now.
So you agree with me like a little bit? Like he wanted to make this movie where
well, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
If this isn't his last movie, what's the next movie gonna be?
I'm just glad it wasn't that train.
This is probably one of his last rodeos, and I love the guy to pieces. He's a great director and great actor.
Oh, I don't know.
This one upset me because this one was like, this is where I get to see, like, when I was going to see it, I was like, this is where I get to see like one of like the industry's greats go out in a blaze of glory.
Were you so you're very disappointed?
Yeah, the trailer was fantastic in terms of like it didn't give much away. Mm-hmm. It was just establishing him as a mule. It played off the scene with the where he has the shit in the trunk where he's the pies, pecan pies. It all looked good. Like aside from like, I will say that like throughout the trailer and then through the actual movie, I actually thought that the DP didn't understand how to expose properly for the sky, which bothered me a lot.
Did you notice there were a couple of like tilted, like off kilter shots?
Canted ones.
There were just like when he's getting bitched out at the party. I swear you could see part of the house, and it was like tilted, like it was like just haphazardly put up there, and it was like the shot was like a little bit like off.
I didn't notice.
And then in the garage too, there's like the chains hanging down, because what is this, like the alien room where there's like chains hanging down?
Old men.
And I swear they were like a little bit off, and I was just like, did they just like throw the camera up?
In the
They're just
garage,
like, we need this shot. Like
a lot of old school garages, if they don't have a lift, that's to lift the engine out.
oh, all right.
Like a crane to lift it out.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, that was understandable. The rest wasn't.
One shot that I actually found that was weird, which I think they just did it because it's like they're like, this is so you can see it better. Mm-hmm. But when he first got tailed by the guy who's like, oh, I'm gonna make an example of him, and he's not making any stops, and he was being a real hard ass to him.
Yeah.
When he's
The
watching
handler
it,
guy.
Yeah, when they stop at the hotel and he's like schmoozing it up with like two hookers. They have the door open the whole time.
That's so lazy.
And they were just like, they were probably like,
So
we can't get a
lazy.
good shot on through the window.
No, that's difficult. You just have them in the. Oh, look what specifically I'm doing right now with the door open.
The whole time I was watching that shot, I'm like, so are they just gonna party with the door open the whole time, or
Fuck yeah.
gonna close it?
That was my same issue with, well, a lot of movies recently, but that was my same issue that I could
I
not
know
let
what you're
go
gonna say.
with Bad Times at El Royale, where it's like one of the integral moments in the movie where it's like the kidnapping and murder of someone. The fucking experienced murderer leaves the fucking door open at the hotel, so John Hamm sees inside and sees everything going on. It's just like
It's an
so
odd
crazy.
choice. It's an odd choice.
There, like in that movie, it didn't need to exist.
There was a lot, yeah.
In this movie, like it didn't need to exist either. But like at this point, like there's so many things that this movie did wrong that like it kind of like all goes back to like now I'm kind of thinking like this is just Clint Eastwood lazily like
I
producing
think,
and directing.
I mean, I really think that's what it was. I mean, like, how many times there's stuff shown and it doesn't pay off, and there's like lingering shots, and then there's stuff that's like, I would have liked to have seen at least once. Like, how many times do they go, pick up your phone when you get text? When you go here, pick up your phone. Now, one of the times that we see him, even the first time, usually you see kind of like, oh, I'm doing the drill for the first time, the phone's ringing or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Never see that. But we have to see that at the BFW party or whatever.
Yeah.
There's like this long shot of like the lead singer playing the trumpet and then playing the saxophone and playing the piano. It's like we needed to know that lady can play 3 instruments. It's like
She's really talented.
I guess we needed to know she was very talented. So when she dances with Clint Eastwood, he's dancing with a talented lady. Like, there's no point. There's
that
very strange.
was the point. Is the like Clint Eastwood? That was the whole
He's just
point.
like, she's
Clint
playing
Eastwood-
3 instruments. Get a shot of that.
Right. That's the type of people that Clint Eastwood gets with is like really talented women who are really hot
In polka bands.
in polka bands.
I didn't even notice the polka band.
I don't know.
Very astute.
This movie was all over the fucking place, but never in the right place.
He was like, I want a pulled pork sandwich, so we're gonna have one scene where I'm
Dude,
The best one in the Midwest.
It looked like
we're going-
shit.
Didn't look that
Well,
good.
it looked like a cardboard.
Who the
It looked
fuck
like a
serves
prop.
it on plain ass Wonder Bread?
That's a thing sometimes.
Is it? Yeah, I think that's a thing.
That's
when
a
they
thing
put really
some places.
shitty.
Oh,
Fuck
really?
that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
stupid.
I've totally seen that when I'm watching
that
like
Tex-
Food Paradise or something.
What is it? No, the Tennessee hot chicken.
Yeah, like that
Yeah,
has to be
but-
served
So
on white
it's-
bread.
Shitty bread.
Fuck.
For whatever reason.
Fuck Southern people.
So back to the cops, because I forgot to touch on it. I did find those scenes super boring too, and I feel like that was the strongest like casted thing in the whole movie, were like all the cops, like Lawrence Fishburne, Bradley Cooper,
Michael
Pena,
Pena.
and it was just like they were just like there.
But they didn't use them.
No,
Michael Pena was criminally underused in this movie.
seriously,
Because
Yeah.
he can actually act.
Yeah.
and he's also
As
hilarious.
well as being hilarious.
So can Bradley Cooper.
All he did was make fun of the snitch.
The
It's like,
Filipino
"Yeah, well, you
homosexual
snitch.
man."
Go back to snitching, you snitch. It's
Here's
like,
a latte.
jeez.
God.
So,
And then they're making fun of him for getting his nails
criminal.
done.
And then Lawrence Fishburne, I feel like he like filmed all his scenes in like a weekend.
He filled all those scenes in an hour.
Yeah,
Give or take
no, I
Lawrence
agree.
Fishburne at this point in his career, honestly. It's all the same role.
Well,
Prove me wrong.
so sorry to interrupt. Proceed.
No, I'm just saying.
What? One of the scenes I have to walk down a hallway. I was told it was going to be in one room. Fuck.
That's the type
You're
of
making a
vibe
big
I got.
splash.
Bradley Cooper, on the other hand, I have no idea why. I think he took this movie intending it to be more than it was because
Clint Eastwood likes him. He likes Clint
he's
Eastwood.
great.
I feel like most people, if you're going to be in someone with so much notoriety like Clint Eastwood, you don't even read the script. You just take it.
You just take it, and I
Because you like, I want to work with that legend.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those names. He's been working in the
Right.
industry since like the 50s.
Right. I'd like to hear an interview after, like, what was working with Clint Eastwood like after the fact.
It would have to be way after because aren't they on like gag orders where they can't technically
Probably.
say anything bad? Yeah.
I want to hear like a no holds barred, like he's already dead for 10 years. Like, what did you think?
All right,
Like,
whoa. Don't wish anything upon my man.
My man.
10 years. If you got 10 years left in him, power to him. I mean, I will give it to him this. Like, I love that he's still doing what he does, and he's producing movies that aren't 2 out of 10s, I'll say. I didn't give this a number grade yet, but like, I'm just gonna say, like, they're not incomplete films. They're still films, you can still enjoy them, but this movie, like, the level of intelligence this movie had was pretty low.
I'm glad he had fun making the movie. He probably had a lot of fun.
You have to suspend a lot of belief in this movie and just accept it for Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I just feel
That's
like
the
there
major
was-
highlight is this is
Clint
a love
Eastwood is
letter
in a
to
movie.
Clint Eastwood fans. You're like,
Just
I
look
love
at a
Clint
picture
Eastwood.
of Clint Eastwood.
No, that doesn't do it all the way.
This is not the bang.
That doesn't get me going.
That doesn't get me going.
This is not the bang that I would want to see him go out on.
You don't want to see him bang. I was just joking about the full penetration.
I
don't
mean,
want to see him bang.
the train movie, worse than this.
What
It's
what
like-
train movie? Because I
It's
didn't
where
even-
he
called
casted
15,
actual soldiers
17
in it.
to Paris, and it's just like, very quickly, it's like a terrorist on a train to Paris started a terrorist. He just had a gun, and there happened to be 3 American, soldiers or something. Took them down. So it's like that's a really cool story in a way, but like it's over in like 3 seconds. It's not Die Hard on a train.
Right.
They gotta
tackle a guy and get his gun.
So how do they do it?
So
Exactly
at the beginning
like
of the movie,
that.
they pad out to like, hey, I was a fat kid and I got in shape and joined the army. And then his 3 friends, they go to Paris, and it's literally like there's more about like, dude, let's get a selfie stick near whatever this building is, and then they meet some chick and they're like, oh hey, whatever, we got hungover that night or whatever, and then they're just on the train. At least just like the other worst thing is he obviously wanted to work with the actual people. The people that were in the terrorist, like the 3 real people, were in the movie. So it's already like not actors. Like they're heroes, that's cool.
They're in the movie.
Yeah,
were
they
in the
play
movie.
themselves.
They played themselves. So it's like people who can't act, like those heroes were terrible. Nothing against them, they were great. But like acting, they can't do it. Like why did you do that? And it's like there's I just
Maybe
remember
he
there was
just
one
wanted
shot.
it to be more real.
Oh my god, it was terrible.
There are
It
times
was like
where I get really crazy, like what I think are good ideas, and then it takes a couple days to really mull them
Yeah,
out. But like
yeah.
if you're Clint Eastwood,
3 other people are like, Clint, that's a great idea, you know, or whatever.
Exactly. Let's
There's
see.
just this shot.
like
oh my
what
god.
budget you got in mind?
He gets to do whatever he wants on any movie.
Yeah.
But it's like there
He's
was
at
this
that
shot
point
of,
now.
like, after the dude tackled the guy, he like got up and he was obviously directed just to like turn around and walk away. And he turns around so awkwardly, it looks like GoldenEye on N64, like the guards like. And it's just like, oh my god! I mean, besides the dialogue. which is just
So
awful.
what you're saying is, if the movie had big head mode, better movie.
Oh yeah, big time, big time.
Okay. It's just,
And they're just like, do this dialogue. It's like an actor knows when the scene is over, so it's like they're talking. They're just like, oh, we got so drunk last night. Let's go to that next thing. Yeah, let's go there. Sounds good. It's like, and it's just like, oh my god,
Oh man,
that was awful.
I didn't see that. That was like
Yeah.
I almost did see that. Now that I remember the name.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it was just
huge
painful.
Clint Eastwood fan. I didn't even know it came out.
You have to see
It came out earlier this year. I looked it up. I was like, oh, when was that? 2018.
I mean,
18?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
the way
I paid money to see that.
the way you guys are talking about him is like he's a dead horse. He's still making good movies. It's just they all can't be great. Because he made American Sniper too.
I didn't see that.
That was
He made American
that was
Sniper?
Clint Eastwood directed.
I haven't seen that yet either.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
a
it's
good
when he's
movie.
got his heart in it, or like, I don't know. I've just heard that he's really lax on, like, as a director, and he's just kind of like, oh, whatever.
I mean, they can't all be winners. For me, this
fair
movie's it's more win than lose, but it's not
Same.
it's not as magnum opus.
There was too much, like, blatant lassitude that it's just like, you know what I mean? You're
It's
just
Clint
like,
Eastwood. I just like Clint Eastwood, so I'm biased
Fair
from
enough.
fucking.
I
Well.
think what he gets away with in this movie is something only he could get away with.
Yeah.
Fair
Like,
enough,
if
yeah.
anyone else did that and directed the movie this way, you'd be like, oh, fuck this idiot.
So let's get the final
enough.
thoughts. So Rob, give me your final thoughts and your final number grade review out of 10.
I didn't like this movie as much as I thought I was going to, but there was still more positives in it than negatives for me. Because I just watched it for Clint Eastwood being Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
So I still enjoyed the movie. There was no point where I was like, ugh,
That was
making
a good
Clint Eastwood
impression.
sounds.
Yeah.
I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 6.5 out of 10. It was solid. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen all year. It wasn't the worst thing I've seen all month. Fuck Mortal Engines.
You guys see a lot of movies, yeah.
Fuck Justin.
Ouch. Rough.
That is all.
What are your thoughts and number grade?
I feel like I have similar sentiments than as Rob has. Not the best Clint Eastwood movie. Not the worst. As far as recent movies, anyway, that I've seen, I liked it. So, like, stacking it up against, like, I go to the movies a lot with this guy whenever he has to see shitty movies for your guys' podcast.
It's not a war.
I don't know. I've seen some stinkers. So, that aside, I think that for how old he is and him to still making, like, movies I can watch.
To still be moving. Never mind making
Yeah,
movies.
did you see those old man shuffling moves?
He
Forget
was
about
shuffling all over. He shuffled to the right, he shuffled to the left.
it. My major problems and concerns with the movie was Diane Weiss and
Yeah.
all the like criminally underused actors that are all the cops. Obviously, you got to suspend some disbelief for friggin' old ass crypt keeper ass Clint Eastwood. No disrespect, but man, he's old. He's got like paper mache skin, and he's running drugs.
Slaying box.
Oh, yeah, you yelling at the screen, boo, you got old, boo. You don't look young.
I mean, it still has Clint Eastwood being Clint Eastwood, because even though he doesn't like kick everybody's ass like he does in a Dirty Harry movie,
Still
but
smart.
in a different
ass.
movie, he kicked ass, so this movie gets points. You're giving a lot.
no. He's still
Rate it.
he's still a smart ass to him. He just like old man shuffles away when he would usually fight them. I'm gonna give it a 6.69 420.
Okay. All right.
I did that for him.
That's fine. I know. I thought this movie was terrible. I thought it was terrible. I came in expecting a really awesome film. The trailer made it look like it was going to be one of Clint Eastwood's last like remaining solid films. So like I took the opportunity to go see it, and it was really just it was lazy. Like everything was lazy. The acting, probably due to directing, was not good at all. The writing was terrible. Like one of the worst I probably have ever seen. I mean, Clint Eastwood or no Clint Eastwood, this movie was just bad. All the drug dealers were unauthentic and unbelievable. Clint Eastwood, it seems like every time he got the opportunity to, he would just be filling up a girl. It just really seemed like Clint Eastwood's like movie where he was just gonna like, what are we doing today? Let's feel up this girl a little bit more in this party scene. I felt like we got a lot of that. I hate to ask how many takes they had.
One.
Yeah.
One.
Let's see those.
Take the sex scene. You're saying he's like, oh, I'll do it again. Oh, I fucked that one up. Come on.
Take off that brassiere. I want to see them titties.
Shuffled a little too fast there.
Throw me down in the bed.
No, he wouldn't say titties. He's an old guy. He'd be like, take off that brassiere. I want to see those breasts.
But I do want to talk about the lighting in this was particularly bad. I thought,
lighting.
No, I thought that like
It's not
everything was
my
rushed.
favorite way.
Yeah.
All the exterior shots, of any time he's driving the car and pulled over, every time he'd shoot towards the sky, everything was the sky was overexposed, and it seemed like you just had enough dynamic range to be able to make out features on their faces and also see some white in the clouds.
But when he's getting bitched out at the party, he's in the shade. The wife is in the sun. She's in direct sun.
I think that's just her face.
She's got really squinty eyes.
It's just not thought out. I mean,
yeah, you're right though. I think that it came down to lazy producing and direct. Like Clint Eastwood was probably yeah, that's good enough. Fuck it, we're gonna shoot this. It didn't seem like it came from a point of quality. It was more of a story that Clint Eastwood wanted to tell, and he told it, and it just wasn't fleshed out well enough. So I gave it a 4 out of 10. I couldn't really see any reason to go back and watch this one. Why wouldn't you just watch a better Clint Eastwood movie? So yeah, what about you?
I agree. I did not like this. I watched the Train movie, so I have a frame of reference of a worse one. It's just with a little more work or a little more writing, it could have been a lot better. Imagine the scene where he's talking to the handler guy, and he's just kind of you should get out of this, and he's just kind of these people are my family. He's okay.
Yeah, that was
that could have been a great anecdote.
That was the end of that.
I work at the Fryer, and when I was a kid and I didn't make any money, and my mom would cry every night, and then I did one run for these guys, and the next day there was a brand new car outside, and my mom loved it. Something, an anecdote. Just think about it a little bit.
I'm gonna defend this. That was part of his character. He's an old man, and he's like, oh, you don't want to change? Fuck it. I'm too old for this shit.
I'm not fixing you. What the fuck?
I gotta go fuck these ladies. See you later. Hasta luego, buddy. Sorry to derail you.
I could just put Clint Eastwood into any situation behind the scenes on a production, and it's hilarious.
Dos mamacitos.
Yeah. Did you like how he tried to insert the little Spanish knowledge that he had throughout the movie?
Yeah.
See, he's I know some Spanish words.
Yeah.
No,
but that's what an old guy does when he's got a gardener.
Key.
He's just I know a little bit. I'm smarter than you. But what else I got written down? Just there was one weird credit. I'm just a side point. In the credits, I don't know why I stuck around for the credits. There was one credit, Mr. Cooper's hairstylist, and I didn't have time to write down who that was, but Mr. Cooper's hairstylist, you got that credit.
This one's for you, buddy.
That's great. Perfect. Awesome. But anyway, so I give it, 3 Lincoln trucks out of 10. I didn't even know those existed, but they were
are they made of Lincoln logs? I'm confused.
Lincoln was the model of the truck.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. When you said Lincoln, the first thing think of Lincoln, is Lincoln logs.
A Lincoln truck.
Yeah.
Maybe they're built out of Lincoln
a
logs.
Lincoln truck?
I've never seen one. This movie is the first one. Do you think they're trying to come out and establish their truck brand with Clint Eastwood driving it?
Maybe.
Kind of like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, they're like Matthew McConaughey.
Rolling his boogers in those Chrysler commercials or whatever he does.
It's a Lincoln.
Is it a Lincoln? He doesn't drive.
A Lincoln, yeah. I just didn't know they had a truck. I'm like, what the fuck?
He drove Lincolns before they were cool.
No, he says,
that was good.
I didn't drive Lincolns before I got paid to drive Lincolns and shit. He got way too into himself after Interstellar. He's
people were into Matthew McConaughey.
And still need to sit. I still need to convince myself to sit through a 3-hour movie out of my house.
You haven't seen Interstellar?
I haven't either.
You own it and you haven't seen it.
I gotta watch it.
What the fuck, dude?
I bought it with the intent to watch it.
Go home and watch it.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Yes.
on. Let's wait for Fatso.
It's Clint Eastwood.
Ooh.
Hey,
He knows you're talking.
Clint Eastwood.
That was
wouldn't
way
make
too
those-
big of steps.
Yeah.
Wide of steps.
So let's round this out. Rob, do you have any plugs?
Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that jazz. Get ready for the Game of Thrones show featuring this asshole. Fuck you, Justin, and your stupid ass face.
Ouch.
Who's totally
He's
not right
there.
over
Come on,
there.
man. He's right on the couch.
You can catch me reviewing more movies on Cinemapocalypse Now, the thickest podcast on YouTube.
Thickest and the slickest.
So Dan, anything to plug this week?
I mean, you were the sound guy on my short web series 321 Debate. If anybody wants to check that out. And I have a studio over in Rhode Island. It's Retina Creative Lab, and you can follow me on Instagram, D Phillips Studios, if you want to. It's cool.
Yeah. I checked that out because their photography is sick.
Oh, thanks.
One of the only studios in the area doing interesting things.
Thanks.
I will say. Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean-
very generic stuff, and it's like, I feel like these days, more interesting stuff catches your eye when you see like different types of lighting, and a lot of people just like the generic corporate headshots. But I get makes sense, but I like the creative stuff. Do some good work.
There's more than just natural light and shooting wide open, guys.
Could you recreate the George Costanza on the couch?
Oh my God, I gotta show you my total side point. I gotta show you. You'll like that.
Good.
Somebody that I shot
Good.
recently. Actually.
I want to get some headshots, but just like that, just perched up on a
I'll
couch.
show you what I got.
Yeah.
But my
I'll have your people call my people.
He has no people.
my web series 321 Debate. Evan did the sound on that. Everybody just says the sound. Everybody that watches it is just like that sound. Unbelievable.
Thank you for the
Icum.
That
for the
sound.
Twice.
applause,
It's ridiculous.
but I hope so.
That sound.
But thank you everybody for tuning in to Brutally Honest Reviews, only on the Brutally Honest Network. And as mentioned, stay tuned for our Game of Thrones show coming this winter called Beyond the Wall. And when I say this winter, it may be spring, so don't be disappointed.
Winter
That
is
sounds
coming.
pretty cool.
We also have a music show coming out soon, Streaming for Gold. That's coming out very soon. It's probably already out. Who knows? I don't know when this podcast is coming out. Because who am I? The runner of this podcast? I don't know. Could be anybody. Could be from the Spider-Verse. But anyway.
So we're opening!
Drinking Too Juicy today by...
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
I hope that can just
Make it-
fucks up your green screen.
I really do too. Two roads. Two roads. As if I didn't see the giant two roads out there.
There you go, bud.
2 roads.
So stay tuned for next week.
There's two
Get
of them.
some more
2 roads.
podcasts.
That's their logo.
It
And
is.
have a good week.